to the Hearthstone Legendary Series. Those commercials are pretty exciting. That guy is very, very intimidating, but a big shout out to Gigabyte for hopping on board as one of our sponsors this season. My name is TJ Osmo Cutie Sanders, and I'm joined once again by Hyped, and we are about to bring you the semifinals of week number 1 of the Legendary Series Season 2. It's going to be Koroneko versus Gcttirth, I believe is going to be the first matchup. And these guys both came from the open bracket. Both of these players have played a lot of these open tournaments, these weekly tournaments. And you've had some experience against these guys.
Yeah, I played Koroneko quite a bit on ladder. Japanese player. He streams on Twitch and also some other Japanese site. And then Gcttirth from India. So 2 players from way over in the East going to be fighting each other.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting. It's really a global esport, and both of these guys have told me, Gcttirth especially, that they'd like to play other competitive games, but it's hard from where they are because Japan doesn't really have competitive scenes for a lot of their video games.
Yeah.
A lot of it are very, very new to them. Esports is not as old of a concept as like in Europe or like Korea or North America. And in India, Tirth said that he gets high ping on pretty much every server that he wants to play on. Every server that he needs to play on to be able to be successful. He gets high ping to the European servers. He gets high ping to the North American servers. So Hearthstone, ping doesn't matter. As long as you don't disconnect, you're good. So it's pretty cool to see these guys' stories coming into this one. Tirth, big story about him, though, is playing those underrepresented classes, the Priest and the Shaman. And Koroneko, on the other hand, has like those 3 that people are seeing all over the place: the Druid, the Rogue, and the Paladin. So Shaman versus Druid right off the bat, Tirth always opens with that Shaman.
Yeah, but sometimes he lays off until the end, until he needs it.
He'll lose with the Shaman first, then play other decks.
It's weak.
Yeah,
and he'll come back with it. Yeah, it's probably it's a good matchup, Druid versus Shaman. But I don't. People used to say it's favored, but the Druid can win very easily, very easily.
We talked about it a little bit earlier. Shaman, even in their strongest matchups, you can consider Druid as being one of Shaman's stronger matchups, but even then it's like maybe a 55-45, 60-40 favorite, which Druids can always just pull out crazy victories because of the fact that sometimes you just get explosive starts. And Shaman doesn't really have the luxury of being able to do that.
Yeah, if you're ahead, sometimes you just you play a Flame Tongue Totem and it's charged by Druid of the Claw, or Banditide gets charged. Those are so painful.
Yeah, it really is. And Koroneko, of course, big story about him is his performance yesterday. He was actually, I think he had the best overall record, like 6-1 or something like that. And one of his wins was against Life Coach, and it was a pretty one-sided series in favor of Koroneko.
Well. Yeah.
And so, really looking for him to make a big splash today. You do have to keep in mind, though, momentum is a thing. How warmed up is he? Has he been playing ladder? Tirth has already played a series today. Tirth has he's practiced his decks. He's gotten the mindset of his decks today. So does that play in a factor? Does the momentum at all play into this thing? And we are underway with game number 1 of this first semifinal match.
The Harrison, but yeah, I'm not even sure if Gcttirth plays Power Mace. Someone did, but I don't think it was him.
No, it was, I think it was Limujux.
Yeah, so I'm pretty sure he doesn't, since we've seen his Shaman play quite a bit.
Weaponless.
No wild growth. That's okay, though. Oh, finally, Shredder's going to get Earthshock, probably. It's usually not in the hand in time.
Pretty clogged hand for Koroneko here.
Yes. Sylvanas is usually a little too slow, because you plop it down, gets Earthshock when you're already behind.
I'm a little lost here, because we just got done with Strife Crow versus Life Coach, and those guys were, even on those beginning turns, a little bit slower.
Speed.
These guys are just going fast. The cards aren't even getting through their hands, and they're playing them.
Double Shredder and a Creeper. That means there's going to be guaranteed Defender of Argus and Flame Tongue targets.
It's pretty good stuff. 3 5-drops in his hand. There's a traffic jam going on right now.
Yeah. You might be tempted to play that Druid of the Claw since it has 6 HP and there's 5 showing, but I think you got to go with the Belcher here.
He's trying to think, if I play Druid of the Claw, if he Flame Tongues, he can trade just the Powdered Shredder in. But he's not gaining anything by playing, he's not gaining as much. But Argus is going to come down. And this is a
I like to see this.
pretty
It's pretty
clean
rare.
trade.
It used to happen a little bit. Oh, because Paladin Shredder and Belcher used to be so strong, but Defender has gone away. But now
Yeah.
you get to see it a little bit. Pretty sick.
This is one of those situations where why Shaman could be considered favored against Druid, because once they build up a big board like this,
Yeah.
you have a lot of smaller to medium-sized creatures.
Yeah, to trade up with your Flame Tongue Totems, or in this case, your Argus.
Exactly. And they don't have... you can swipe, but swipe isn't that effective. Even against like a board full of totems, it's not that effective. And so now he's in a situation where he just has to throw out another taunt.
Yeah, I think he's got to throw that on Sylvanas, but it's going to get Earthshocked. He's going to be really sad.
Yeah.
And it's only going to trade for a 5-1. Or he could just Earthshock and ignore it and go face, but... What are the other options? Shredder, Hero Power, not good.
Yeah. If you throw down Sludge Belcher, you know it's just going to get traded the same way the other one did.
Yep.
And he just came out way on top of that trade, so... Tirth is like,
Oh, okay, he could use that and the Earthshock. That's sick. Like on the Defender.
Yeah.
Trade it in.
Wow. Big power moves here.
Yeah. And now if the Druid wants to Hero Power that Shredder, he's going to take 7. And there's going to be something else coming out. It's also buffed by Flame Tongue Totem.
Oh, what is he even supposed to do? He's got to block damage somehow, but if he plays a taunt here, you know it's just going to get traded in. Wow, what a tough situation. So quickly.
It's like a Wrath for 1 Belcher is like the most defensive play you can do.
Shaman best class confirmed.
Yep. I don't know about that. Yeah, it's got a Wrath for 1 Belcher. Or he could Wrath for 3 on the Flame Tongue in Belcher. Or he could do this, and this is also, so now he's going to have the Shredder and the thing that only do 5 damage. But this is like the board that was there before, and he chose to do the Belcher, but now he chooses to do the Druid of the Claw.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's not, because it has the
Defender
Argus
Argus
still.
buff, yeah.
Koroneko shaking his head.
I think he might have realized that he would have blocked more damage if he had actually Hero Powered for 1. Or, sorry, Wrath for 1 on the Paladin Shredder.
It's a pretty good board.
Pretty good. It's slightly vulnerable to swipe.
Slightly vulnerable to swipe.
But if he swipes here, he doesn't really play anything else because he'd also want a Hero Power too to sort of clean up the rest of the board. And he has to make the decision, hey, do I swipe the Powder Shredder to try and avoid having to take damage, or the Totem and having to take 4 extra damage virtually to take off the second iteration of the Shredder. Because the Healing Totem would still be alive if he swipes the Shredder.
Yeah,
and
so
whenever
I think
comes
he's forced
out
to swipe the Totem, and then just play Shredder, let it trade with the weak Shredder.
Yeah.
But it's a pretty bad situation to be in.
Yeah. And Tirth actually has creatures to back it up.
Yeah.
So a lot of times what'll happen is, as a shaman, you flood the board with your creatures, then a board crew comes out, and you're just having to like totem pass turns because your hand's so full of spells, and you don't use your spells because your opponent doesn't have anything for you to use your spells on.
Yeah, we saw that the other game where he had like double Storm, double Crackle, but he was fine. He had like totems.
It ended up being fine eventually.
Yeah.
Wow. Already at 9 health.
Rough spot.
Does he have to Ancient of Lore heal here?
Belcher actually blocks a lot of damage. Belcher blocks everything but whatever comes out of that Shredder.
Yeah. But if you Belcher here...
But it's a really weak turn. So yeah. Let's go for the Ancient of Lore. Hope to get an Innervate. That's not even enough. Okay, it's rough.
Because he'd have 8 damage showing on board without whatever comes out of the Pilot Shredder.
Yeah, but I think Belcher, Big Game Hunter, has this small chance to like clean the board next turn.
That's true. Very true.
It's gonna get a Lightning Storm though. All right. Explosive Sheep is okay.
Always got to factor in the Explosive Sheep Vitality Totem.
Okay, that's good.
That's very good. And Snow Chugger as well. That thing's pretty annoying. It'll block damage, and also at 3 health, it'll stick around for a little bit.
Yeah, so he goes with the BGH. Or not. Maybe he's like, there's a small chance I can win if he plays Neptulon into this BGH instead.
Yeah.
But now he goes for it.
Oh.
That's pretty good.
Well, he is overloaded from the previous turn because of the Feral Spirits.
Yeah.
So he's got to make the decision. Yeah, he's going to Lightning Storm this turn, but he's got a way to put a reasonable sized creature on the board, refill his hand, rolls high.
Azure Drake is such a good card though. If your board somehow gets AoE down, you just refill with Azure Drake. And that will do it.
And Vitality Totem brings him back up to full.
Just got 30 0'd. How's it feel?
Rag.
So Rag's got to hit the Shredder. Doomsayer, that's not even enough because you get the egg still.
Yeah. I don't think there's any way out of this. He can try and heal and stall for time.
Yeah, that as big as that board is, 3 of those things do 0 damage and 1 does 1.
Yeah.
So it's only 7 power on the board.
Yeah, he has to lore here, heal. Lore, heal, here. I mean, this would be a YOLO Rag, but there's so many things that he hits and
yeah,
he instantly loses the game.
Yeah.
He could hit the Feral Spirit.
I think Lore Draw is probably better, just better play to win. Get a Wrath, Innervate.
Or
Innervate.
He'd have to get exactly Innervate Wrath.
Yeah, we can Innervate Druid of the Claw, number 2.
Oh yeah,
He's already used 2 Belches and 1 Druid of the Claw. That's pretty rough.
Yeah. I'm usually a fan of the Agent of Lore draw. Well, it's really a tough decision to make because most likely you lose anyway. But yeah, I think you have to heal in this situation. There's just not enough outs. I think Innervate Druid of the Claw exactly would be his only outs.
I don't think it's possible to win though with that heal.
And with the Lightning Bolts, I think, yep, that'll do it. Oh no. Yeah, yep. Searing Totem with that. And Tirth with the Shaman. Finally we see an overwhelming game with Shaman. And that's why some people consider this to be a favorite matchup. Because you start building up that board, and it's really hard for the Druid to just be able to deal with it.
Yeah, you can't just throw down big guys because they just get flame tongued down.
Yeah, exactly. And that's pretty much what happened. I mean, threw down the Belcher, and I mean, just got traded into with the Paladin Shredder that last like 3 turns, went through a lot of different stuff. The Earthshock was a big power swing as well, to block that Sylvanas from trying to have a tempo swing in his favor. And Tirth, this is what he's been hoping for since the beginning, to find a win with the Shaman.
Good.
Yeah. And he's still got to find wins with Priest, and I believe his last deck is that heavy ramp Druid. And we'll see if Koroneko decides to keep it with that Druid or switch it up.
He's actually going to have a hard time with that ramp Druid beating the Paladin and the Rogue.
Yeah.
But he could get a win against the Druid. Actually, yeah, it's favored against regular Druid. Ramp Druid is.
Yeah. Well, he decides to.
Yeah, Druid versus Druid. So this is going to be in Gcttirth's favor.
Another matchup. Koroneko has to be aware of the fact that this is his heavy ramp. Tirth played earlier today. He also must have seen it yesterday.
Actually, though, if Gcttirth wins this game and he's up 2-0, he's actually going to have a very hard time finding a win with Priest.
A Priest against.
He could very easily get 0-3. His Priest could very easily go 0-3.
Mid-range Druid, Rogue, and Paladin.
Yeah.
He actually did end up beating a...
He's beaten a Rogue before.
He's beaten a
Paladin before.
Yeah. I think he's 1-1 so far with his Priest against Rogue, so he knows how to do it. And he's had some blowout games with that Priest as well.
We just took off somewhere, so I don't know if we're starting yet.
Yeah,
he took off.
Yeah. He has to go tell all his friends that he just won a game with Shaman.
Okay.
Yeah. He's going to go call the other 3 Shaman players in the world.
Nice.
And share the good news. Share the wonderful Shaman news.
Yeah. I'm worried for his Priest.
Yeah.
I'm worried.
Well, he's saving it for last. So
Which is... I disagree with, but we'll see.
Well, I kind of like it. He's trying to set himself up to where, hey, I'm going to try and go out of the gates 2-0 and then give myself 3 solid tries with the Priest to try and take him down. And we didn't really see any anti-Paladin or anti-Rogue tech cards put in. I don't think he had the Harrison in his Priest deck.
Yeah, nothing. Maybe a Lotheb. Maybe. I don't think so, though.
And even Lotheb is It's still a big swing card because you can like build up a board and then block a turn where he would otherwise have like a
He's planning to flurry.
Yeah,
it's a flurry 1 turn later. You takes like 10 more damage.
Exactly. And I mean, priests are not known for being able to close out games as quickly with the Lotheb. Like usually a class will apply a lot of pressure to the rogue, play the Lotheb as sort of that. Now you're locked out of spells. You can't make that big swing turn that you needed.
Yeah.
And I just beat you.
Priest got a little bit of power closing out the game with Velens, but his priest, I don't think he runs Velens. He's still doing the Akanai circle thing, which is fine.
Yeah, it is fine. Yeah, Koroneko though, he's. I was talking to him a little bit earlier in the week, and we could see like when he was on the screen, when he was waving. He told me that he really, really wants to be like a pro Hearthstone player.
Okay.
I asked him what are his goals with Hearthstone, because it's a question I ask a lot. Are you just playing this as a hobby? You play in tournaments because it's fun, but you have like a regular job on the side. You're not trying to make this a career. Koroneko said he really wants to get a sponsor. He wants to become a big streamer. He wants to learn English, and he wants to be like a popular pro player.
He's got goals.
He does have goals, and he's a really young guy. I think he's 18 years old.
Did you ask him about that poster in his background?
I did not ask about that poster. I didn't actually Skype with him.
What is it, Sailor Moon?
Is it Sailor Moon?
I'm not sure.
We'll have to get to the bottom of this. I don't think we'll be able to get an interview with him, even if he does win. His spoken English is not that great, but he's trying to learn. He said the number one thing he likes to study is English, so maybe in a year. Maybe Legendary Series Season 5.
Dr. Boom. Dr. 4, as they say.
Yeah. Oh, is that what they say?
Dr. 4 into Pallid Shredder on his turn 5. Or is it Dr. 4? Yeah. And then Lotheb on 5. Pretty sick.
That's a big play.
No, there's a swipe. No big game hunter, but swipe might help.
Yeah. Actually, swipe will help quite a bit, I think. And that could be a big... I mean, I guess if he's not really playing much, as long as Tirth isn't really building a board.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go with the Lotheb Shade Shredder instead.
Okay.
Oh, no, he's not. This one doesn't make sense to me. That one doesn't make sense to me because you wouldn't have a turn 3. Or yeah, you would. But
you wouldn't have a turn 4.
Yeah. Oh, no. Okay, you can coin the Lotheb. Okay. I see it.
We're okay.
I see it.
Slight moment of panic. We're Koroneko here.
The Shredder is a little bit weak though because you get it like wrapped and then zombie chow killed whatever came out.
Yeah.
Whereas the Lotheb was invincible, but it's fine.
When you make a big innervate play, you always want to make sure that you're curving out correctly. Yeah. Because if you make a big innervate play, put something out, but then you're not doing anything for the next couple turns, it sort of defeats the purpose slightly.
Yeah. I still think Lotheb was better though. Coin the Lotheb. It's okay.
Makes it so it's pretty much impossible to do with the Lotheb on that turn.
And then you'll have guaranteed 2 creatures on the board.
Yeah.
The following turn.
Now he has to make the decision of whether or not he wants to Shade of Naxxramas or Wild Growth, but...
Yeah, you got a Shade.
Yeah. Get the thing growing.
So you coin the Lotheb, then you Wild Growth, then you...
Plant.
Dr. 6.
Plant the seed. The Shade of Naxxramas.
Then you harvest harvest it when you play the Dr. Boom.
Exactly.
Wow. I thought we were saying Wild Growth is the seed because it's growing. No, we're saying Shade's the seed. Okay.
Shade's the seed.
I got it.
Yeah. I mean, Druids are nature, so...
Okay.
I was trying to tie it in.
Got it.
Probably wasn't the best analogy, since Wild Growth is actually like seeds.
Yeah, look at that little centaur is just like running through the forest, like throwing down seeds behind his shoulder.
Yeah.
I think that's what's going on.
Great card art analysis there. Hyped. That's
Actually, don't mind a Druid of the Claw taunt and then throw the Shredder in. That way you get to use the 2-drop effectively next turn as well. And then if he, or you could just Druid into Druid, clean up. Goes with the Lotheb instead though. So will this mean he doesn't throw his Shredder in? I don't know if I like this because now the Druid, he didn't have a play, so he was gonna like be forced to hero power anyways.
Yeah.
But I guess you can't hero power the Shredder and the Lotheb, which is kind of what you want. So it kind of works out. And
this way, if he doesn't trade here, then he might be inclined to like hero power next turn to try and clean up the Druid of the Claw.
But it kind of messes up Koroneko's next turn as well though, because he doesn't want to hero power next turn either.
Yeah.
And now he might have to hero power.
I have no time for games.
He does not have an answer to Sylvanas, though, which is
Yeah,
a
that's
pretty
not
big
what you want
deal
to see.
here. Oh!
Okay.
Keeper of the Grove right off the top. Now, it doesn't really fit very well here, but I think he's sort of forced to use it just because if he doesn't use it here, it almost guarantees a steal unless he plays Druid of the Claw
Yeah, I don't mind Druid
and
of the Claw,
Taunt.
and then you silence it next turn. I'm fine with that.
But
it's such a messy, Lothep and Shredder into the...
yeah,
Well, I guess you don't have to trade. You could wait. Or no, you can't.
can't wait.
Can't wait.
Nope.
Gotta trade it if you make that play.
Yep. So it's... You can hope for a Bluegill Warrior.
You could keep it a taunt and just go yellow face. It's probably not gonna happen.
Nah. I wouldn't be sad here if he like checked first with the Shredder.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go with the Druid of the Claw taunt play. Double trade in. But yeah, I think he would have been better off if he played the Druid of the Claw last turn and traded the Shredder in.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't know the Sylvanas was going to come down, but he would have been in a better spot for sure. Silencing this turn. Okay, that's fine. Actually, I don't know if that's fine.
I guess it's slightly safer.
And then he doesn't trade?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Because there are ways for... Ooh.
Okay.
That...
It's a good thing he didn't go with the Druid of the Claw taunt this time.
Yeah, Black Knight is still going to be pretty useful, though, because I'd imagine that Druid of the Claw is going to come down in taunt form at some point or another.
Yeah, the swipe hurts, though.
And now board initiative has sort of gone back or gone into Turf's favor, and that innervate play earlier on hasn't really netted much gain.
Yeah, so
for
this is a
Koroneko
hard
so
spot
far.
whenever you're not the taunt druid and you're like haven't put on any pressure, the taunt druid stabilized. It's really hard to catch up if you don't have like a Black Knight on their Ancient of War, but he doesn't run Black Knight, so
Yeah.
it's going to be really hard.
Yeah, because this turn if he plays Druid of the Claw in taunt form,
Yeah.
then it's just going to get Black Knight next turn. He doesn't know that. It seems like the best play in this situation. He could have like a fresh start here by like wrathing and trading in his shade. But then he's pretty much giving up all board. He's letting Tirth, the heavy ramp druid, dictate the pace, and on turn 8, you know that something big is probably going to come out the next turn, and you don't have any way to deal with it.
There's no way to deal with this Ancient of War.
Yeah, but this is what he's going to do. He's going to keep it stealth, though.
Definitely, yeah. Alright, so Dr. Boom into, if he picks up a Roar, he can do a lot of damage. And it's actually a decent value. If you get Roar on quite a few targets, you can kind of get some value on the Ramp Druid, which normally has the way bigger creatures.
And he actually decides to play the Sentient and the Kazan
Yeah, a
Mystic.
little bit of afraid. No need to take the Black Knight risk. Just play the 2 small taunts first. Okay, that's a good card. That is a good one.
Because this would almost certainly bait out Black Knight in this situation.
Yeah. He's going to go for the full clear. He's thinking about the full clear. So when he picks up that Sylvanas, that actually makes it, if you look at the 2 hands, compare them in value, you could argue that the Koroneko now has more value, which usually does not happen for the...
Yeah.
So now, the big deal is whoever picks up the next lore. But now Roar is useless for Koroneko, so he's like 2 bad draws.
A lot of time in Druid versus Druid, it seems to come down to whose lores are more clutch.
Yeah, plus he's getting a ton of value out of the Shade, so he killed Ascension for free, basically, because it's not going to die. And now he's going to put at least 7 damage into the War if he wants it. So now your Ancient of War is getting 3/4 of it is getting killed by a 3-drop.
Yeah.
That already killed your Senjin. If he picks up a Wrath here, he just wins.
Yeah, and when you get to that sort of like war of attrition later on in the game, if a Ramp Druid can't establish an overwhelming board, and you're like in top deck wars, a lot of the times that's when the mid-range Druid will get an advantage because they can close out games with Fortune Nature Saboteur.
Sometimes the Ramp Druid just plays a second Ancient of War though, and you're just like, oh, throwing everything into this.
GG.
Okay.
Might be thinking about swipe and then playing Druid of the Claw.
Yeah. It's either that or Dr. Boom. Because you could just trade that in and play Dr. Boom.
That's true.
And then you could, but it's Like, what else are you going to swipe from a Ramp Druid? All their things are so big. You're not going to be able to swipe anything. But getting just a Druid of the Claw on the board doesn't do much for you. We'll see if
Is he going to taunt it?
Um.
Oh!
Okay.
Ouch. Draw
Still
first.
pretty even now. It is going to come down to whoever picks up the next Ancient of Lore.
Because if I'm certain Dr. Boom is going to come down the following turn.
Yeah. Gcttirth kind of has more lores though, with like something like a Sneeds or a Cenarius. Those cards are in this case better than lore now that he's not behind our board.
Yep.
So Gcttirth has about 4 good draws. Even the Azure Drakes.
Oh.
Okay. So Koroneko's still in it, but he's gonna boom first. That's fine.
Yeah, but I mean, having the Ancient of Lore, you said it is just so valuable in this situation.
Yeah.
Because unless Turk draws that Ancient War this turn, I mean, his hand is not the strongest.
Yeah.
Having an Innervate with not even enough cards in his hand to fill up that mana curve. Sneeds, though, that is a big threat.
Yeah, and he could do it this turn with the nice Wrath. It's really solid. And then he's gonna like Belcher plus taunt. Another chain's gonna play multiple taunts. It's gonna be sick.
But going into the Sneeds
is the Sylvanas.
And unless he can get a Keeper off the top or a Lord into a Keeper off the top, then that's going to be really, really dangerous.
Yeah, this is the reason some people don't like Sneeds. This right here, this exact reason. Well, Gcttirth did it before. Sneeds into Sylvanas into Keeper. It's been done before.
Yeah.
Can he do it again?
Nope.
Nope. It's messy. Okay.
He's going to try and have the Boombots damage his...
Yeah, but the Sneeze was played first, right? So Death Rattle's first no matter what.
Oh, yeah. Oh!
Is that even good? I don't think
good.
that was even good.
I think that's good.
I don't think that's good. I don't think that's good. He doesn't have Taunt Givers, and it's just going to sit there. But I guess with the Ooze on the board, then he could... I don't know if that's good. Yeah, see, it wasn't good.
A mistake, yeah. He was not expecting his Sneeds to die. I think he was hoping to be able to give
It wasn't even that good, though.
I don't know. Yeah.
He could have gone face for 5 damage. He missed the 5 damage face, but I don't think it would have even been good to trade into the Sylvanas since he's down first.
I don't know. I mean, Jiraxis is one of the more powerful legendaries that you can get, just because of it's hard to remove.
Yeah, but Ramp Druid's not going to kill you. The only reason it's good is if he picks up a Cenarius and like buffs it up to 5.
Yeah.
So it's always going to benefit from the demigod's favor or whatever.
Yeah.
But now, I think Gcttirth, you're behind. You gotta try to like force him to steal that slime, or else you don't win. We'll see what he picks up here, but okay. Yeah, so there's no way to, because you can't charge in.
I mean,
there's no way to keep the slime up when you kill the Sylvanas, basically.
But you can charge him with the Druid of the Claw and like put the Druid of the Claw at like 1 health, and no,
but then you can't. Yeah, you can't get the Ooze.
Yeah.
So maybe just taunt then.
Yeah.
Just Drax's attack once, taunt up the Druid of the Claw.
Either way, with just an Innervate in his hand after this turn, it's looking very grim.
Yeah.
Because he's lost control of the board. I mean, all Koroneko would have to do at that point is just like draw into a combo. Ancient of Lore to refill his hand. There's no really solid play right now. It's tough.
It is really cool though to see the mid-range Druid like not do any damage. He was behind. Gcttirth had taunts up.
Yeah.
Was looking hopeless, and then he comes back with Sylvanas and Dr. Boom, and yeah.
Well, that's what he needed. When that happens, you just need to draw into your big threats. I mean, it's not often. You said it that the mid-range Druid drew into the big threats before the
very rare.
The Ramp Druid.
Because we thought the Sneeds was like another lore for Gcttirth, but it ended up hurting him.
Yeah.
Well, not yet, but it's gonna hurt him. Goes with the charge.
Yeah. This way he can try and set up for a...
Well, I mean, the Belcher is very strong against rope. The Belcher is very effective against rope. Yeah, didn't get it.
Missed the damage.
Maybe didn't care. Maybe wanted to leave it up. I mean, it's a similar trade anyways.
Yeah.
Okay, now this way he can guarantee steal the Jiraxis if he wants it.
Yep.
Maybe he just wants the Druid of the Claw. I don't know. Yeah, he just... Maybe he wants to preserve the Keeper, though. He knows there's another Ancient of War. No, he's got to take the Jiraxis. Give me that Jiraxis.
That's like a guaranteed extra of 5 damage if he draws combo.
Yeah, there's a good chance he knows that that's an Innervate too, and Gcttirth's hand has seen it sit there. He's like, you're just hero powering, but...
Yeah, it's been there for at least, what, 4 or 5 turns now?
Yeah, it's like one of the easiest cards to read off a Druid when the card sits there in the full mana.
Usually it's at, well, earlier on it can sometimes be like a wild growth, but then after turn 10, there's really no point.
That's what he needed. So this is what can happen sometimes. You just keep playing Ancient of War, like giant Ancient of Wars.
He played it so fast, didn't even have time to get all the way out of his deck.
It's actually not even blocking, it's off to the side. It's like, dude, I can just go face, I can go around you.
It's like in Magic the Gathering, the flying mechanic.
You could just trade in. Like if you're gonna run something into the Ancient of War, you're happy if it's Shredder. No Flame Tongue. Flame Tongue would have been sick.
Yeah, it would have, but I mean, I don't think he can be too upset about Succubus. He basically exchanged a 4/3 for a 4/3.
Going with the lore last for swag. Oh, heal. That is a risk you didn't need to take.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's a small chance.
He might not be familiar with the deck. And he might think that he puts himself out of combo range.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, sure.
I mean, because you said that's an easy card to read, but that could very well be a Force of Nature sitting in his hand. There's always that chance.
Could be a mind control tech, so we'll see if he plays the Shade.
Yeah.
I mean, if he healed, why would you not? Yeah, if you healed, then there's no reason to play mind control tech, which is much more common.
Playing it safe. Yeah.
All right. Got the lethal. Well played.
All right. Goes ahead and concedes out.
Disconnects from Skype.
Yeah. Was not a rage quit. He disconnected before the game was over.
Okay.
Just as a clarification. So I believe that's going to tie up the series 1-1. And I think Tirth was actually hoping that he was going to be able to take a victory. Judging by not playing Priest that time around, I think he was hoping for just a quick 2-0 to give himself a lot of wiggle room with that Priest going up against 3 tough matchups.
I think it was in his favor, though, that he lost because he needs to get a win against Priest, with the Priest. Priest last is dangerous.
Yeah, it's sort of some weird interactions going on with Conquest because you sort of need certain decks to beat other decks.
Exactly. You need to get this certain matchup for your weak deck.
Yeah.
So you can't risk eliminating one of their weak decks with your strong deck.
Yeah.
Sometimes because you need your weak deck to line up against their weak deck.
Exactly. So if he had won that game, then he would have to beat his opponent's...
Priest versus Druid isn't necessarily a great matchup, but there's a chance to win. Small chance to win.
Yeah, so Tirth has a tough road ahead of him. I would say that Koroneko definitely has the edge going into these next 2 matches.
Yeah, definitely.
We talked about it. We touched on it slightly yesterday and said that Koroneko probably has one of the strongest lineups at this tournament so far.
So Gcttirth, thankfully, I say good for him that he switched to the Priest because he needs to find a win. It's going to be the Rogue. But you may as well go for that chance to beat the Rogue.
Yeah. And I like that. I like the switch up there, but doesn't pay off.
All right. It's tough to beat Rogue, especially that Velen's Chosen helps a little bit, but he's not running it. So we saw him beat Rogue with just the insane like Zombie Chow, Pyromancer that didn't get backstabbed, Cultist, something like that. Yeah.
There's that one Priest deck that I've seen quite a bit that I've been struggling with against Rogue. It's the Velen's Chosen.
Yeah, Velen's Chosen.
The Gelbin Stalker plus Deathlord.
Yeah. Deathlord actually can be surprisingly effective.
Yeah.
Get a Power Word Shield on that, it just never dies.
It's so tough. Or Velen's Chosen on Deathlord. I mean, if you don't have Sap, or even if you're using Sap, they play the Deathlord again. 8 health as a taunt is so hard to deal with, and you need all the damage you can get against Priest. So I actually think that deck would be favored. I have a very low win rate with Oil Rogue against that deck.
Yeah.
I haven't seen it outside of ladder. I don't know, at least in North America and Europe, it's not really played in competitive play very much. But strong deck.
Definitely. Toss away the Naru. Naru's pretty good with the Akanai, but without it, That's like actually pretty good because Rogue plays 3/3s and you think they're invincible. And they have the Akanai Naru. Pretty sick.
Definitely.
Kind of like their backstab SS7.
Yeah,
they play a creature and they kill it.
Yeah.
Buljin. Hopefully it hits. Azure Drake's great. Shade is okay.
Oh yeah, Koroneko was the...
I would go ahead and just backstab dagger that as well. No need to take a risk.
Yeah.
Usually when a priest throws it out like that, it's because they have something. We see that he doesn't have the Power Shield or the Blade Master Circle, but you assume they have something if they throw it out like that.
You can't really afford to because the 1/5 is actually pretty problematic. You don't want to throw in like a backstab and a deadly poison just to kill a Northshire cleric if he gets power shielded. You don't want to have to deal with the 4/7.
Oh, we got a second one.
Wow.
We got the Abyss, but no way to combo it yet. But it'll just Shade now.
And the Shade makes it so tough. I mean, unless you have like Wild Pyromancer plus like Holy Smite.
Now it's gonna escape AoE range pretty soon. Plus, you could just leave it. If you're afraid of AoE, you could just leave it. You like go ahead, use all your AoE on my one creature.
This deck is like stronger against Priest than even the normal Oil Rogue, I think, just because of the couple cards that he adds in, like the Shades of Naxxramas. So
yeah. Okay. Zero power pass.
Yep.
Please don't sap that. Don't do it.
It's all about the tempo.
All right. So the worst thing that can happen next round is like Arcanized Circle, and it's not even that bad. So
yeah,
just chill.
I think he's really thinking about it. He has 2 saps in his hand. It's
Maybe
so
he just
enticing. It's like, oh. He wants to create the illusion that he has a lot of things that he could do in his hand right now.
Maybe he really wants to play Drake next turn, but I think you just hit face hero power.
It fills up his curve perfectly.
I don't know about this. It's not even a good curve.
Oh, hype. This is the juiciest sap ever.
This is just, he's just messing with the... Exactly. I have a really good hand. I have really good options.
He's all tapped.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize it was my turn.
Yeah, I think I think at the beginning of his turn he didn't plan on playing anything. He just wanted to.
He was watching Sailor
chill.
Moon.
Yeah, watching Sailor Moon.
Eating gummy candy.
We haven't seen him eat any gummy candy, I don't think. But
yeah. For those of you who don't get that reference, when we interviewed him earlier in the week, he told me that his favorite food was gummy candy. And I said, I love
just
gummy
his favorite
candy.
food, not even like his favorite snack or favorite candy.
No,
just his favorite food.
And in all caps, he said, I know. When I said, oh yeah, gummy candy's good. He said, I know, in all caps.
You don't have to tell me.
You know too. That's correct.
Okay, pretty strong turn. Really strong turn, actually.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I should have sapped that.
Yep.
All the abysses.
Double sap, double abyss.
It's not the worst flurry, honestly. Hit flurry this. Not the worst. Because whenever you cast spells without, say, a Violet Teacher on the board, you're a little worried about losing value, but just the fact that you have a Shade growing on the board is kind of making up for the value. That's another thing. Like, when you play Rogue, you have all these kind of weak spells, but you make up for the value with by buffing up with spell power with Azure Drake, by making tokens with Violet Teacher, Gadgetzan if you have it by drawing, or in this case just by growing, or Edwin, or in this case by growing a Shade. It's kind of like Edwin.
I wouldn't be too upset here either with just Azure Drake and then killing off the Wild Pyro. I mean, he's going to get a draw out of it.
No, I like kind of like Azure Drake is kind of like really annoying for Priest when it's just on an open board. Okay, so he chooses to save the flurry, uses the sap instead. What? Oh, he's okay. So for some reason, all right. So he wants to save the eviscerates. Uses the sap instead of eviscerate.
Okay, eviscerate could be considered. I mean, with spell power, just about the same reach as a Blade Flurry would.
Yeah.
Because usually your Blade Flurries are like with 1 oil, 4 damage. With oil spell power, 5 damage. Same case with eviscerate.
Just wants that burn. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, how much are you actually going to have to AoE down?
Yeah, but he knows that it's needs. He's gonna have to sap that needs, although he can just ignore it. All right. I go for the sap here, but he just burned his 1 sap, so maybe he feels like he needs to save it for Sylvanas or something.
And using, I don't know, prep is just like you're floating so much there.
Yeah, no, it's fine in this case because if you look at your hand, you're gonna spend. You're not gonna not be able to spend what you want next turn.
Yeah.
You're just gonna have trouble comboing abysses though.
Yeah.
But I would definitely go with the sap, but I wouldn't have sapped last turn. So say he abyssed last turn. He abyssed.
You're a little bit irked.
Is he gonna hit? Is he gonna hit? It looked like he hit. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So he's kind of, with the double Evis in hand, he's kind of like, I kind of need to close out this game soon. I'm low on value, but I do have a lot of burn, so I'm going to push for damage.
Yeah. He does need some way to refill his hand, though. Sprint would be pretty good here. It's kind of an awkward situation because he can't really activate either the SI agent or the Eviscerate without wasting value from one or the other.
Yeah, you just go with the...
Naked
usually,
SI.
No, usually in this situation, it's a little cooler to go with the 3 damage Evis and then SI7.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, a little cooler, but you know, it's okay.
Alright, well, starting to pile on the damage. Does have some burn in his hand, but he's only got 2 cards left.
Yeah, good that he hit there.
He'll most certainly have the mana to redagger next turn.
Gcttirth's like pretty happy about this easy. Knows it's not gonna get sapped, but it's still not good enough on its own. Okay, sick. Fulgin.
Fulgin, Holy Smite.
Do you Holy Smite? Okay. The other one for 3 damage, but now you gotta take out the spell power. Gets the heal.
Nice. Alright, he's in great shape. He knows both saps are gone. He's got Sludge Belchers in his hand that block a whole ton of damage from rogues because they have to deal with the actual sludge that comes out instead. His Sneeds as well, which he knows is going to stick. Just has to make sure he keeps himself alive long enough to be able to play.
It's looking really bad for Koroneko. He can't do much. So he's got a flurry here. Because he needs the SI7 to live. He can't win unless that thing hits like 3 times.
Mm-hmm. He can just deadly swing and eviscerate.
Yeah, save the flurry.
Yeah.
One more turn. But he knows... I don't know, actually, Priest doesn't have like many high HP creatures, as we see Gcttirth does have them. But normally you'd be expecting to flurry down whatever comes out on turn 8. But yeah, maybe he needs to save that last flurry for burst.
Yeah. Just, I mean, he's got like what, 20 or 15 to 20 cards left.
Yeah. All right. So if he flurries here, he's gonna go for the flurry. It looks. Oh no. He could still. He's gonna do the Evis.
Yeah. He needs to draw into those sprints, or else he's in a lot of trouble.
He could actually just trade into the Light Warden and save the flurry, save the charge. He goes for it. All right. SI7 has to hit 6 more times outside of heals. Oh, that's rough.
This is... Oh, man. I was hoping we were going to see a Sneeds here, but I guess with second Sludge Belcher in his hand already, he wants to try and get out all the spells that he can from the hand. Fan of Knives. It's a draw.
Pretty good draw.
Yeah.
Belcher, he put the Belcher down first, so we'll Death Rattle first, so the buff will go on the slime. Good ordering there. Because normally a rogue would try to kill both, but
yeah,
can't.
He's trying to think of what cards that he's going to be able to get out of this Fan of Knives that would make it easier for him to deal with the Sludge Belcher, but...
Actually, if he doesn't want the buff on the Sludge Belcher, he would have had to make the choice to hit first. He would have had to hit, or flurry, hit, and then fan, so they both die at the same time, so this buff goes on the slime.
Yeah.
Now he's kind of in a rough spot. So yeah, if he oil flurries, then he has to kill the slime, but then his SI7 just gets Shadowward Death.
And then he's out of flurries. He's used an oil inefficiently because he would only use 1 charge.
So I guess the most efficient thing you can do is wait 1 turn and flurry next turn, whatever comes down.
Yeah.
It's not going to kill the Sneeds though, it's 1 damage short.
Yeah, that's true. Unless you drew into... No, yeah. Spell Power, Blood Mage Soundnose.
Okay, this way he gets to avoid the, or he doesn't.
Did you get the attack off? Oh! No, he didn't. That's rough.
Alright. The Giga Champion does it again.
The Giga Champion Tirth.
Priest versus Rogue. Easy matchup. Easiest
Yeah.
matchup.
Throws out the greetings. He's thinking, how could I get punished here?
You try to get the buff on your Belcher rather than get Sneeds down.
Yeah.
Or does he just want the Sneeds?
I think he wants the sneaks.
He wants the
style
sneaks.
points. I mean, he's got one card left in his hand. You saw how he dealt with it the last turn. It was the most inefficient
All right,
way possible. All right. Well, I guess he's okay with whatever target. It actually goes on to the Soul Priest, and you can see Koroneko shaking his head. He knows that he's in quite a bit of trouble. Lotheb.
It's really good here, actually.
Yeah. That he'll buy him some time.
The Akanai lives, so you just trade into it.
Yeah.
And play the Sneeds.
Just pop him with the hero power, throw it in. And if it's his curve,
or he just like makes the call and just goes face. He's like, you can't get through this ooze. I like it, pushing for damage.
Because that does set him up.
Okay.
The
Nice
Black
try.
Knight value.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the going face was still worth it because looks like he's gonna trade into the Akanai.
Yeah, this was one of those cards that Koroneko added into the Rogue, along with those
I'm a fan
shades.
of it.
Puts in the Black Knight.
Druid is very common, pretty decent against Druid.
Yeah.
Everyone else, lots of people are in Belcher.
Yeah, Belcher's played in nearly every on meta deck.
Yeah.
Currently, some rogues even play it actually.
Yeah,
I've seen the
definitely.
Belcher.
It's coming. Some people are in too.
Yeah.
That Black Knight would have been insane on the. Oh, he doesn't run Deathlord. Okay.
Alrighty.
Got it. Or one off. Oh no, he's got it with the Holy Nova.
Yeah, he's got it.
He was just trying to figure out.
He was just trying to make sure that he wasn't
Shredder.
Yeah.
For style points.
Yeah. And he just wanted to make sure also that he wasn't going to make anything wonky happen with his own creatures because the Holy Nova did damage it. And Tirth is going to take the victory with his Priest. And this was the class that we said was going to have quite a bit of trouble making it to this lineup.
I'm happy that he lost for him, that he lost to Druid because now his Priest gets a chance.
Yeah.
So it was in his favor that he lost.
Yeah.
And I think that's his general strategy. He gives up wins. He loses on purpose, switches classes, wins, messes with his opponent's mind.
He's the conquest master, the conquest mastermind at the moment. And so far, I believe that's 2 wins that he's been able to take with
Priest against Rogue.
With Priest against Rogue, which is really impressive in itself. And Koroneko, I mean, there was a couple of questionable plays in that sequence, but I don't think he made any huge glaring misplays in that one. The sap was questionable.
Yeah, that was it, and it didn't really affect. What mostly affected is he didn't draw into a sprint.
Yeah, no card draw mechanic, and
actually that play by that weird turn 3 with the cleric circle pyro.
Yeah,
that's what was insane to him.
Yeah, because he drew.
He developed the board. He drew 1 million cards. Drew double Death, double Belcher.
Yeah, allowed him to sort of have the cards to be able to close out the win. Because if he didn't have that, it would have been sort of like they would have had the same amount of cards. It would have given Koroneko a lot of extra time to draw into those sprints that he would have needed. But now his back's against the wall. Tirth only needs to win with that heavy ramp
Druid.
Yeah.
It's going to be great versus Paladin, and it's a little rough against Rogue. It can pick up wins against Rogue, but typically the way you win is ramp Druid against Rogue is them not knowing your ramp and then maybe mulliganing away saps. But if you're playing against a ramp Druid as Rogue, you can keep double sap and you can win very easily. It's a fact. If you just Violet Teacher, double sap, that's a great opening hand. You can win with that very easily.
A huge tempo swing. It's hard to play an Ancient of War back to back and not be able to die.
Frequent if you ever play ramp Druid, you're very stuck in a situation where you just have a hand. You're like, well, everything I play gets sapped and I lose.
And here we go. That matchup is exactly what we're going to see. Tirth only needs to pick up a victory with this heavy ramp Druid. Koroneko needs to win with both his Rogue and his Paladin. The winner is going to be the first player to make it into week number 1 finals of the Legendary Series. And of course, the winner of the week, $1,500 plus an automatic invite. Paid trip to sunny Southern California and a piece of that $25,000 prize pool. So a lot on the line for these guys. Both these players made it in from that Challenger Cup, from that open bracket that we hold 2 times a month. So you guys can check that out. I believe you can head over to play.esl
Champion Series. Just Google it. Actually, it should be in the Reddit thread for this.
Yeah,
Just look at there. It's also in the Reddit calendar on the right, so it'll be next weekend.
Yeah.
Double elimination, so if you lose the first round, don't AFK like me. You get to keep playing.
We're in the process of getting a new website, I believe, for it.
Okay,
so we're going to have an updated, specific Legendary Series website, which will be coming very shortly. So it's going to be streamlined. It's going to be easy for you guys to participate, but it's really fun. You'll probably see Tirth because he plays in every single weekly tournament, and we've seen him a couple times Legendary Series. Used to see him in the King of the Hill, but game number 4, Tirth is 1 game away from securing a spot in Week 1 Finals.
All right, I forgot to mention Koroneko. Remember we saw the Black Knight. That's a third sap, and it's even better than sap in some cases. He's like, oh, GC's like, he's like, all right, fine, you sapped my Ancient of War twice, but I'll play it again. Black Knight, what? Yeah.
You lost 3 turns plus your Ancient of War. By
Like,
that time, you're dead.
Yeah. Or he just plays Ancient of War, Innervate, Faceless on it. It's like, I got 2 taunts. What are you going to do? Black Knight, sap.
So Koroneko has a lot of inconsistencies with when he decides to hit with his dagger.
Oh, well, against Druid, yeah, well, he's going to, okay, so he's going to shade here. He's fine.
But he didn't have any like weapon buffs in his hand.
Oh my gosh, his hand is actually insane though. Look at that. All the preps.
Yeah.
He's going to be lacking creatures. He just needs 1 more creature and he will win with this hand. Actually, he's a little bit
This is one way that the Druid can win if they get a really explosive start with lots of creatures. But of course, 1 big Blade Flurry can completely stall it out.
This is a little bit messy. It's like you have 2 preps. You don't want to waste 2 preps, but at the same time, you have so much. You're not going to be mana constrained. But he has the option to do something like Backstab, Prep Flurry, Prep Evis, Shredder. But I think you just...
And empty his hand.
Well, I mean, if you look at his hand, though, that's the way he's going to get the most value out of his Shade and Shredder.
Yeah.
He's lacking creature value, and that's the way to get... It's like he protects his creatures the most, so they're the most valuable.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised to see him save 1 prep, just wait to see what he draws later. So Prep Evis, attack.
Yeah, it always feels weird to like empty your hand that early as a rogue because you're like banking on drawing into that sprint.
Yeah, it's generally correct to just ignore the Zombie Chow. It's not going to trade into anything efficiently. It's going to have to 2-for-1 itself. But in this case, he can Wrath, and then Zombie Chow can attack whatever pops out and live most of the time.
He has the option to throw out a hero power as well, just to clean up anything that might be stray from that.
He could also, I think he wants to hold on to the Innervate for something actually big, but he could like silence Wrath, but no, I think you just chill on the Innervate. Innervate something actually threatening and big.
Vulnerable to sap.
Well, actually, if you look at his hand, it's not vulnerable to sap at all. He could Innervate the Snares and buff whatever creatures he has on the board, or just make the Treants. So it is like the best, one of the best most sap-proof things he has.
Yeah. One of the best
it's a
large
away,
creatures that sap.
Yeah.
Sort of sap-proof.
Yeah, and you're worried a little bit about Flurry sometimes, but...
Oh wow, he is going to go for the, looks like the Keeper of the Grove Innervate Wrath play here.
I think, I feel like it's a slight waste to Innervate. I mean, you could silence it and just wait. I feel like he needs to save that Innervate for something better.
I think
but he is probably imagining 5-drop is going to come out from Koroneko next turn, so he's planning around like something like an Azure Drake coming out.
He wants to have something on the board to be able to challenge.
So this way, if he gets a swipe on the Azure Drake, it'll be amazing. That Innervate. Seems bold.
Alright, next couple of draws here I think are going to be really big. Shade, pretty good.
Good enough, yeah.
He can keep those things tucked in nice and safely, or at least one of them.
Nice, he just saw Keeper and Wrath, so he's not worried about that Shade dying to anything outside of like swipe or charge. And he's happy if you charge that, or swipe it.
Happy either way.
I mean, normally you'd be happy if they swipe that because you just play another creature, but he has no other creature, so he's playing off the top. It's always very scary when you're a rogue and you have like nothing. So his best draw is double Azure Drake, double sprint.
Yeah. I don't think Tirth is very happy with having to play the Mystic that turn. He
okay, so he saves the swipe for like
gave
Azure
a little
Drake
look.
instead. Ooh. You go for it. You go ahead and prep here. You don't need to prep anything else. If you get a draw sprint, you can afford it. The only thing you need to prep for is if you got like Azure Drake into sprint, but... Okay, so how much damage does he do? He's 8, 9, 10, 11. All right.
Well, I think he wants to protect his shade here. And,
Yeah, you flurry, you're good to go.
yeah. Oh, you're talking about like all in,
Everything.
prep.
Everything.
Okay.
You know the druid's only going to play one big creature. It's a ramp druid. So you are worried about something like an Ancient of War coming down, but you got to go for it here. There's no reason to save it. But if it hits the other one, no, he's still BGH proof, so yeah, you attack him.
I think he just attacked the Kazan.
Okay, fine. He saves the flurry one turn.
If an
I
Ancient
don't know
War,
if Gcttirth plays Harrison or not.
yeah. Well, here if he plays Belcher, then he could have like flurried, then hit it in.
All right, so by not flurrying, he lost 8 damage actually.
Fin knives, you can afford. Oh, huge,
Yeah,
huge
that's
draw
huge.
here. Especially since Sludge Belcher is most likely to come down this turn, unless he finds a bigger taunt, which would be even better.
Yeah, and he can get through that with the flurry, ooze.
Yeah, I think that probably just about closes out the game here. Yikes. Koroneko's like, yep. Like to see that. Yeah, there shouldn't be really any hesitation here. Oh wait, no, that's game. No, sorry, he attacked with his dagger last turn. Yeah, thought he still had the 4 attack dagger on.
Yep, that.
No, doesn't have enough mana
Not
for
there yet.
Deadly Poison Flurry yet. But that's very close. He can push in here for 7 damage after he takes out the slime with the Deadly Poison.
Yeah, and
next
now
turn,
Daenerys
regardless.
isn't even good enough.
Yeah.
I mean, he's gonna think it's good enough, but he has the flurry in hand. So.
Yeah. Wow.
Nice.
And didn't even need the saps. You said the Black Knight is sort of like a weird version of a sap, but better because you actually destroy it.
Oh wait, the swipe? No.
No,
It's not enough.
not enough. Just the flurry and attack is all he need. He would need a taunt. I think Daenerys would be his best, would be his only chance of winning here.
So yeah, Shades really shining in the Druid matchup. Koroneko was like lacking creatures with value. They were very cheap, but the Shades got to grow. So you got a lot of value to the Shades, and then you top deck the Black Knight, which is more value than like the sap might not have been good enough there. It was, and the Black Knight didn't hit, but we saw what he got. If he sapped, he would have swiped that, and then he would have lived another turn.
Yeah, that's very true.
So definitely superior to a sap.
Yeah, and a good tech to add in, especially if you're expecting. Well, no, we talked about it. There's just sludge belchers everywhere. You're most likely always going to get.
I think it's really solid right now.
Yeah, and I might think about putting that in just to deal with those pesky Death Lords as well. But
that's the best. Yeah, you kill something for free, you get you get 2 creatures, you take off one of theirs.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Great value. Alrighty, well, we are now tied 2-2 in this best of 5 matchup between Koroneko and Gcttirth.
It's going to be Paladin versus Druid.
Paladin, yeah, that mid-range Paladin versus Tirth's heavy Ramp Druid. The only heavy Ramp Druid that we have seen thus far this tournament. The winner moves on to the Week 1 finals to face either Life Coach or Azuzu. And the loser is eliminated. And, I mean, the sad fact here is that only first place gets any more money.
Yeah.
$1,500 for first place. Second through 8th all get $200. So everything's on the line. They don't want to have to be in the situation where they played for 2 days just to get the same amount of money as they would have if they
I think they're
had
more
just
sad about the free trip to California and
Yeah,
the
exactly.
the invite for $25,000.
Yeah, last season was $20,000 prize pool for the finals. This we're upping it $25,000. The finals is even going to be better this year. We're trying to make things a lot more fun, and the finals was really fun. Happened about a month ago here in the studios in Burbank, California. So these guys want that pay trip out there. Both these guys would be coming from all the way around the world.
Yeah.
India and Japan.
Did you ask him if they've ever been to the U.S.?
Koroneko has actually never been outside of Japan. So he said he's never been abroad. I actually did not ask that question to Tirth, but I know for a fact that he's still really young. Both these players are really young. 18 for Koroneko, 19 for Tirth, I do believe. So really young guys. I'm sure neither of them have been to the U.S. that many times if they've been at all. So California is one of the best places that you can go.
Of course.
But that Druid versus Paladin for that last matchup.
Yeah, heavily favors the Paladin. It's really hard for the Ramp Druid, but we saw Gcttirth do it in the last matchup versus Kaldi.
He's had uphill battles It seems like he put himself in a hole
Well,
here.
I mean, he likes it. He likes to play the underdog.
Yeah.
He likes the uphill battles.
If he loses, he can say, "Hey, man, I was just playing priest and shaman."
Oh no, he wants to win. He doesn't. It's not about saving face for him.
Yeah.
But yeah, I want to see him do it again. But it's gonna be really hard.
It's all about the glory when he wins.
Yeah.
All about the glory when he wins. But it's still gonna be tough. Koroneko, before this series, I think he had a 3-0 and like a 3-1.
Yeah.
So he was definitely on a roll, and his momentum was stopped a little bit. Ooh, Wild Growth Innervate start.
See, it's not. I wouldn't even be confident if I was the Raptured, even with that hand.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really hate this matchup.
Yeah.
What do you need here as a Druid to even?
I've lost with Wild Growth Innervate Double Belcher, which I thought was perfect. I've lost with that hand. So this engine's actually pretty decent against Paladin. They come down a little too early with 5 HP. They clean up. The Paladin's kind of forced to trade in sometimes, depending on their hand. Paladin's hand is actually really weak. That's good to see. The Mystic, I don't think it's gonna. It might do something. Okay, so I like the Shredder because that's difficult for Paladin to deal with. And then you get something random out of it that could be amazing.
Yeah. I like this hand, this start here.
This is the hand you'd want.
Wild Growth, and you have an Innervate and a Lore available.
Once engine, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
So the Mystic, is he just gonna play the Mystic in you? Okay, Wrath.
Yeah. Wrath.
I'd Wrath for 1. Wrath for 1, hero power? Do it.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay.
There's no point not to. You're going to hero power anyway.
Yeah.
That 2 damage that you're going to take is not really a big deal.
Okay, I like this for GC. I really want to see what comes out of this Sneeds. If he gets a Ysera, he's in it.
Yeah, well, it's most likely going to get silenced.
There's an owl in the hand. I see that. That's unfortunate.
We've only seen, what, 1 Sneed so far?
Yeah, what was it?
It was a Draxus.
Okay. Yeah, and it was bad. It wasn't even good.
Yeah. I think it ended up dealing the killing blow to himself.
I wonder if Gcttirth will try to bait the owl before playing his Sneeds.
Yeah, but there's not really anything that he can bait the owl with here.
Yeah.
Unless he draws something.
Sylvanas. But I guess the 5/7 isn't that bad. Oh no, not at all. Unless he owls and then Aldors it.
Yeah.
That would be upsetting.
Yeah. Next turn he has some plays. He'll have 6 mana. He'll be able to Keeper of the Grove, hero power, Kazan Mystic hero power.
Yeah, Lore's really good, the 5 HP again.
Yeah. Really he does have plays. Ooh, Kel'Thuzad.
Okay, Kel'Thuzad is good, but it's again, you throw it down, then you get a quality consecrated.
Yeah. If he doesn't have it though, you bait out the silence with the Sneeds the turn before.
Okay.
You Kel'Thuzad, get your Sneeds killed off. Summon another Sneeds.
Another one?
And another one. Wow, Succubus from the Powder Shredder.
Yeah. We're not happy, but
I don't think you can ever be happy about a Succubus.
Well, you're always sad when they muster and you're like, do I have to swipe the face, really? At least I get to hit something.
Yeah. That's true. Feels a little bit better. Instead of like swiping. Yeah, if it was like an Echoing Ooze.
Yeah, he's like,
You still swipe base and then hero power. I guess like a Master Swordsmith would be like the worst to, to try and smite in that situation. Yeah, you've seen the swipe. Harrison Jones isn't going to get any other use in this matchup.
You're imagining maybe there's another lore coming down.
Yeah. Trades a lot better into it.
Alright, well, Paladin has managed to put on 0 pressure, and now it's into the late turns for the Druid, but I'm still worried for him. He can do it, but I'm worried.
What's the play with the Wrath here? You're just going to Wrath and then...
I'm not sure.
Keeper? With the 2? That seems weak. He does have the second Keeper in his pocket.
Whoa, okay. I don't understand that. Actually, hero power.
I don't understand.
Okay,
He's
well,
lost
let's
me.
see. For a turn 6 for Paladin, it's Sylvanas only. Okay. But he wants it on the... Oh, you know what it is? It's just the Kel'Thuzad. He's like, I'll just res 1. I'm happy just resing 1. I don't have to worry about equality consecrate too much.
Yeah.
I just want to get creatures on the board for Kel'Thuzad. Alright, does he Sneeds first? Oh, it Sneeds first if he gets silenced. You just res it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, Sneeds first, yeah.
Okay.
Or, I mean, Kel'Thuzad first, it gets silenced. Then you play Sneeds. I think
Koroneko going with the pre-hit on the Lights Justice only hurting him.
Yeah.
You see that? Yeah.
Taking a free 2 damage.
Oh, and you wouldn't have been able to res
Yeah.
because it would have been 4 HP.
And Kel'Thuzad is not a target that you can alter Peacekeeper and ignore.
Yeah, I really wanted to see the Sneeds first, then, to get it silenced, and then unsilenced by the res.
Yeah.
That would have been sick.
I don't know, with that draw, though, he might have actually used Outdoor Peacekeeper on the Sneeds instead of silencing it.
Yeah.
Make it really hard to kill itself off.
Okay, so can he kill this? Yeah, no, he can't. But he can kill it over, he can just whack it with the True Silver once, finish it off next turn.
Yeah.
Or he can Boombot, or Dr. Boom, let the Boombots hit, and finish it off next turn.
Yep. Doesn't have to deal with it.
Yeah, this turn.
And he's seen the Sneeds, he knows that it's in there. He's played against this deck like twice already. This is the third time that he's played against this deck just today. So he's really thinking hard about what he... Owl comes down. Oh, he's doubling up.
Yeah, sure. 6/8's pretty scary.
Yeah.
So now Sneeds is... He's got to hope it rolls low, I guess.
Yeah. And there's a lot of pretty useless low-cost legendaries.
I think they're mostly good, though. There's only a few bad ones. For the most part, you're going to get something good.
It's like Hemet Nessingwary, Blood Mage. What else is bad?
Millhouse is...
Millhouse. Lorewalker Cho.
Yeah,
Natpego. Yeah.
Edwin was one of the worst ones.
Oh, yeah. Edwin might even be the worst.
Yeah.
Because Blood Mage, at least you get the spell power in the draw.
Yeah.
Natpego, at least you have potential to get draw. Lorewalker Cho depends on what you are. Depends on what class you are and what class you're playing against.
Yeah, generally if you're ahead on board, you're good to go. Although, usually a Druid benefits the most from Lorewalker Cho because they don't need... Sometimes they can just like taunt up and play big creatures. They don't need spells. Alright, Sneed's coming down. I'm excited.
And this Sneeds will probably be popped because even if he draws a quality, silence is gone. Almost positive he only runs one Owl, one silence in this deck. Ooh, I don't know. I think he needs to play. What is he thinking? Is he scared of Tyrion? He's got the silence.
Belcher cleans up pretty nicely here. Kazan. Then he can double taunt next turn. If a Black Knight comes down, he can double taunt.
Yeah.
I just want to see the Sneeds. I'm excited.
I think that was prime real estate for the Sneeds.
Yeah, it's so prime for the Black Knight, though. Look at that. It's like a little owl you get to trade in.
All right, so how comfortable does he feel here playing the Tyrion? The one thing, if he does get killed, he locks himself out of the 2 True Silver Champions in his hand. But he has Seeding Keeper. I might be leaning towards like making a play with True Silver and Consecration here.
Yeah, they're all like you want to use all those cards.
Yeah.
And True Silver, you got 2 of them. You got a swing, but can you really give up playing a Dr. Boom or a Tyrion though?
Yeah. If he True Silvers into the Sludge Belcher, throws in his 1/1, consecrates, he can clean up the rest of the board with what he has, have a True Silver equipped, and still have like his Outdoor Peacekeeper left at a 3/2.
Yeah, it feels really weird to pass a big drop, but I think the True Silver... Oh no, he's going to play... Okay, he's going to play something big, so Dr. Boom probably then. Maybe not though, he saw one Keeper, but the way... What was it used on? That, okay.
His Keeper was just used as damage to clean up a...
Alright, so it goes for it, plays on curve. I'm fine with it. It's still a 6/6, even if it gets silenced.
Yeah.
Really good on this board.
The only reason why I don't like the Tyrion there is that if he just straight up kills it, you lock yourself out of both 2 of the cards in your hand.
Are you really sad though when you get an Ashbringer? You're always happy.
Yeah, I guess so. You're usually happy when you get True Silver Champions too.
That's true. Alright, so this attack, it turns out it's going to be better to go face, but...
He's thinking, I think Koroneko plays some mind control tech.
Okay.
Does he? I can't remember,
Somebody
but
does.
That could be a play that he's trying to make here, is to play around that.
Yeah. Although with the snares in hand, you want to keep everybody up.
That's true. Like that's one of those situations where you're just playing around too much.
Although he knows his silence is gone, so he can buff up his Sneeds to a 7/9. But then he gets Black Knighted, BGH'd.
Dr. Boom coming down. He's going through his big threats.
Yeah. He's praying for no BGH.
No BGH, no BGH.
Alright, nothing too crazy with that Innervate, unfortunately.
No. I mean, Scenarios, if you use the Scenarios here, he hasn't seen any Consecrates.
Yeah, no, you gotta go with the Scenarios buff, almost always.
Yeah.
Not against most decks, but especially against Paladin.
Yeah, if you have more than one creature on the board.
Actually, you know, if he's gonna trade like this, then maybe he does go with the Treants.
Oh. Keeps
No,
it
I think
alive.
he just needs. You got so much HP.
Yeah.
Because you need a lot of time for the Sneeds to actually die and then use whatever comes out. It's another Sneeds, it's gotta die again. Scenarios.
Yeah.
I like this.
All right.
You got the HP, you can afford to take 7.
My favorite card in the game.
Okay,
for
are there
multiple
any,
reasons.
What's the legendary taunts? I can't think of any, but I know there's, oh, Tyrion.
Tyrion.
But he wouldn't want to Black Knight that.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if he, okay, I guess you gotta. Okay, so now he can True Silver the Sneeds if it trades into the Belcher, right?
Yeah.
We thought that 7 HP was a lot, but when you could just True Silver it, it kind of chunks it down.
Oh, Black Knight off the top
Yeah. Is he
instantly.
gonna charge? Gonna charge the Ooze and then go face? Or taunt up?
Yeah.
Don't taunt up. Don't taunt up, man. This is the second time. Oh no, that was Koroneko before that taunted up and got Black Knighted. Okay.
And Karma has been issued here. He's gonna think it over though because
It's still kind of not the strongest play, anyways.
yeah, if he Black Knights, he's basically saying that I'm just gonna be hero powering here.
All right, you're gonna ignore the Sneeds probably. Kill the other guy. Got True Silvers for days.
He just concentrate for damage there? Oh well, now his Black
Yeah,
Knight
no, let
trades
him-
into Sneeds.
Yeah. Well, he had to kill the Black Knight was at 5 HP. So he
Okay.
got True Silver.
Yeah, yeah,
Lots of prayer from Koroneko. It's working.
yeah.
He plays Mind Control Tick 2. Oh, he can buff it up and trade into. Okay.
Yeah.
He just saw Consecrate though, so now he can play the Treants if he wants.
Buff
Buffs it
up.
up.
We'll see what the Sneeds gives. Sylvanas. Wow.
Actually, yeah. Actually, not the greatest here though.
It's
Good enough.
Yeah.
Actually, not good enough. That's actually kind of weak.
Is it?
I think he needed something better.
What, like a Ragnaros or
Sarah,
Ysera?
Kel'Thuzad.
I think Sylvanas is above average though. I'd say.
Normally, yeah, but he can actually deal with it. Or he goes face. Swag.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. This is rough
That's
because
actually really risky.
he can throw down. He can't really play Lotheb because if he plays Lotheb, then he can just steal the Black Knight.
Yeah. The hero power is actually annoying for Gcttirth. He's gonna have to throw one of his dudes into the hero power.
Yeah, just for the to play around the Quartermaster, the potential of the Quartermaster, because that would be the only thing that would
Oh,
kill
and just
him.
he has lethal without the taunt.
Yeah,
The hero power hits.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
All right, so that's the second True Silver. One more Consecrate, and then he's got like Knife Jugglers for damage. Muster, it's gonna take one more turn.
Yep.
It's rough.
All right, hero power. I think this is the right way to go here.
Not good.
Nope. There's a couple of things that. Oh no, there's just I think Knife Juggler and Consecrate would be the two potential lethals that Koroneko could draw into next turn.
Yeah.
He is doing a lot of praying. Praying to the gummy candy gods.
That is really upsetting though. They can't hero power. He's yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. All right. Stays
He's
alive
got a few
for another
turns
turn.
with that zombie chow now.
Shield a mini bot. Not gonna do it, but that is really problematic because he has to throw 2 attacks into it because from creatures,
Yeah.
just because of the threat of that True Silver looming.
And what that means is the hero power is gonna live.
Mhm.
You get double Quartermaster buff.
Ooh, he gives up his True Silver, but I mean, he
Yeah,
sort of has to
yeah.
here, or else he can't play anything.
This is where Gcttirth draws like Nourish. It's like what? That would only happen to Life Coach with this bad luck.
Nope. Oh, Ancient of War.
Is it enough?
I think it is. He knows he's been through Black Knight.
Yeah.
I mean, equality, but even if he draws equality, he'd have to have something else. I think that actually might have just locked Koroneko out of the game.
Or did it?
This is a big play, but it's still a lot to get through. He's going to have 4 of those 3/3s on the board. He does have Zombie Chow to cash in on if he needs that heal to buy himself some more time. It's something. And Tirth is actually out of cards. Wow, this is...
Yeah, that was like a big turn where it's like, oh, it's in Gcttirth server? Nope, must record it, master.
It's pretty big. Keep in mind, the winner of this game, it is tied 2-2, and it is a best of 5, so the winner of this game does move on to the finals to face either Life Coach or Azuzu. So there's a lot on the line, and these guys have no cards. They're top decking. They're top decking and wrecking.
Top decking for the finals.
Yeah, there's not much wrecking going on right now, though. And once again,
Is that an...
I don't know.
Is that lethal?
Is
That
it?
is lethal.
It's lethal. Oh my God! Swipe off the top.
It's back and forth.
And Koroneko, you can see he winces at the sight of that swipe. Well played comes out. The my thanks. And these guys, they're just happy to be here. They're excited. Koroneko gives us a wave to the camera. Even after that loss, he's definitely in good spirits. He cannot be disappointed about his performance. Not at all.
But props to Gcttirth winning. Unfavored matchup again.
Yeah. This guy is like an underdog story all the way around. I mean, lots of tournament experience. He's been trying hard to make it big in one of these things. He told me that Hearthstone is just a hobby for him. He's trying to focus on his studies, but that doesn't mean he can't play in everything that he can get his hands on and maybe get a trip to California. So he's going to be the first player moving on to the Week 1 finals. Again, he will be facing either Azuzu or Life Coach, which will be the match that we actually broadcast next. And, of course, winner of that finals for the week does get $1,500 plus that automatic invite to the $25,000 land finals. And, of course, guys, for those of you who are just now joining us, we did show a puzzle earlier on in the day from our good friend Freshka, who found himself in a sticky situation when he was playing what looks to be some casual with one of his crazy decks that Freshka loves to play. If you guys think you know how to best play this scenario, you can head over to facebook.com/ESL Hearthstone. And if you give us the right answer on our Facebook page, you will be entered to a raffle where you will win, I believe, some packs. So there's some packs on the line. If you think you know how to solve this little puzzle here, we will be playing the rest of this match or the video at the end of the day and show you guys the solution and be doing that raffle. And of course, again, we have 2 more matches coming for you today. The semifinals and the finals to come. We just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, Plantronics and Gigabyte, who have jumped on board for Season 2 to help us out. None of this would be possible without them. So if you guys want to support esports, support the Legendary Series, support what we do here at ESL, make sure you head on down there, click those links, maybe purchase some gear. And also you can check us out on social media where George will tell you where to find us.
Yeah, go ahead. If you have anything to say about the games, let us know who you're cheering for, who you're rooting for with hashtag HSL, and go ahead and tag me or Asimo. I'm at TempoHyped, and you are?
At AsimoCutie. And we'll be checking those tweets periodically throughout the rest of the day. It's been an exciting day so far. It's been an exciting weekend so far, but we have the semifinals and then the conclusion to the premiere of Season 2 of the Legendary Series coming up